In every man's life, there comes a choice between two paths. One, a path full of darkness and treachery. The other, a path that is bright and playful. But what the man doesn't realize is that he must either suffer through the pain and treachery while on the path to success, or suffer through the pain and darkness at the end of the path to failure. So, like in my school system, we're on spring break right now, which means we have about a week off for Easter. But on the last class before break, I'd finished up my test and I had about 30 minutes to do whatever I wanted. And I got this assignment in history that, was for spring break. And so I just pull it out and I start working on it. My friend turns to me, he goes, "Dude, are you seriously doing the history homework right now?" I go, "Yeah." He says, "Why? Don't you have all spring break to do it?" And I said, "Yeah, but I can get it done now." He's like, "But why?" "Because I have time to do it." And we kind of went back and forth like that for about a couple minutes, not that long, but that whole conversation made me realize that so many kids struggle with procrastination because, one, they don't know why they even want to procrastinate in the beginning, and two, because they don't have the right mindset. So today I'm here to teach you that. So we're going to talk about the two parts of your mind that I like to label as animals. You have the little instant gratification monkey and the worker ant. So let's imagine those two are in the car. For most people, almost all people, the instant gratification monkey is almost always on the wheel. It's always driving, and the worker ant's like, "Hey, maybe I should drive. We have some work to get done." And the monkey's like, "I don't want to do that." And then he keeps driving, and he keeps driving, and he keeps driving. And eventually, the work you needed to get done is due in 15 minutes. And the worker ant's like, "Dude, I really need to get this done. Let me take the wheel." But what happens is this little thing called the panic monster climbs out of the trunk and he shoves both of them out of the car and he's like, "I gotta get this done now." He grabs the wheel and veers you in the direction and you get the work done in the final 15 minutes. But that is when you only have a deadline. When you don't have a deadline, you're like, "Oh, I can get this done later." Like something like working out or going for a run or maybe even tracking your weight. I know I struggle with getting my weight down because I'll do this in the next week and then I'll do it next week. Yeah. But when there's no deadline, the panic monster never comes out because the panic monster never realizes that you're procrastinating. So the the instant gratification monkey is always on the wheel the whole time. And we need to figure out a way to trick the instant gratification monkey into giving the wheel to the worker ant. So the worker ant can drive while we get the work done, and then we can give it back to instant gratification monkey, whatever. So, what do we do? Well, first, we need the right mindset. Because the mindset of almost all procrastinators is, "I don't want to do it right now, so, I'll get it done later. I'll get it done later. It's good." That's not the right mindset because that "I'll get it done tomorrow" mindset turns to "I'll get it done tomorrow" the next day. And then the day after that, "Oh, I'll get it done tomorrow." And it just keeps pushing everything off until you need to use that panic monster to get things done. The mindset you need is the mindset of, "Well, I really don't want to do this. So if I get it done right now, I won't have to do it later." And that's what your worker ant needs to tell the instant gratification monkey. The worker ant has to say, "Well, we have to get this done, right?" instant gratification mode, you'll be like, sure, yeah, we do. So why don't I do it now? And then you can drive for the next 3 weeks because you don't have to worry about it. And obviously, sometimes it won't be that long. I'm just giving examples. No, maybe the instant gratification monkey starts to see reason if he's been on self improvement for a little bit. And he goes, sure, we can do that. So then he lets the worker ant take the wheel and boom, you get the work done. The worker ant lets it go back to the instant gratification monkey. And neither of you have to worry. Nice and easy. Except for a lot of guys, it's really not that easy. You know, trying to switch into this mindset was even hard for me. Like, my mindset has always been that I would like to get things done early so I don't have to worry about them later. But when I started self improvement, I realized that I still procrastinate so much, and I need to figure out how to stop procrastinating. Getting So, what did I do? Well, honestly, I just watched them. That's not it. I just watched a lot of like self improvement videos because getting that motivation from seeing those guys talk about hard work and everything made me want to do hard work. So I literally just got a little motivation first and then I did it. That's how I started. You know, it's a kind of lesser version. But if you've been on self improvement for a while and you're still struggling, dopamine detox. The dopamine detox will make everything so much easier because what it would do in your mind is it will strengthen the mind of the worker ant. It'll make him stronger. And then it will weaken the instant gratification monkey to the point where even if the instant gratification monkey doesn't want to take off the wheel, the worker ant can just pick him up and put him in the passenger seat and take the wheel for himself. Because what dopamine detox does, or at least like instant gratification reduction, is that it allows you to find more joy in non-instant gratification activities because we love to do instant gratification activities like watch YouTube, play video games, eat junk food because they give us such a big hit of dopamine in that moment. But what if we don't need that hit of dopamine in the moment? What if we get that hit of dopamine from knowing what we'll get later from working out and doing things like that? Because what dopamine detox does is that it actually raises your baseline dopamine. So you're actually more motivated than you were before. And even if, I talked about this in my dopamine detox video called How to Take Back Control of Your Mind. But what happens is when you have, let's say, instant gratification activities, it spikes up and that's great. But then your dopamine drops down below the baseline and it stays there. That's your new baseline down here. What happens with like delayed gratification activities is it dips down in the beginning and then after you're done it spikes up and then kind of settles back down, but it settles down above where your baseline is. So if we keep doing instant gratification activities, we're just going to get lower and lower, and then our baseline dopamine, which is really your motivation chemical, is all the way down here, which is why people procrastinate. They have no motivation to do it. But if you do all of the delayed gratification activities, your baseline dopamine gets higher and higher and higher. And then you don't procrastinate because you have the motivation to do things you don't have motivation to do. Crazy, right? But if you want to get the full explanation, I have a really good video titled Take Back Control of Your Mind. I'll put it up as a card somewhere around here so you guys can watch that one because trust me, it's actually a really helpful video and I really enjoyed making it. So do that. But that's a long-term solution. There you go. You've had the short-term and the long-term solution. If you want to get things done now, I really just recommend watching a video where somebody kind of like insults you a little bit for being lazy and then tells you how to fix it, tells you should work hard, you gotta work hard because in the future you do like this. And That will help you. And then if you want the long-term solution, dopamine detox, go check it out. All right. I hope this video has helped you and that you will stop procrastinating. But for now, do the hard work, especially when you don't feel like it. I love you guys. Bye bye.